We're on air, Ken, and we're live.
Thanks, dog. Thanks. Oh, you got my fucking pants in there?
Yeah, I got your fucking pants in there. So good, so good, so good. Yes, people are coming in.
Oh man, thanks a lot, dog.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll let people sort of trickle on in here.
Oh man, wow. All right, just you fucking fuck.
Yes, that was a fucking fuck move.
Yeah, you got the pants. Sunil, you always got the pants, buddy. The pants party. It's for you.
Oh, Sunil, you're fucking still awake, bro?
I'm so happy that he's here right now.
Just get Sunil on this podcast right now?
I know. Yeah, send him a fucking link. Have him just hop in here, man. I don't give a fuck. Put some AirPods
for
in.
Sure. Let's fucking do that. Sunil, you're about to get a thing.
Sunil, you're coming on, dude. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You gotta come fucking rock with us. You'll probably get more questions than us.
Yeah, of course. Let's add Sunilio.
Wow.
I sent it to your fake Twitter.
Yeah. Oh shit, Baxter in the house. What up, kid?
We got a whole.
Oh man. Squad
is
thick.
It's gonna be a good episode.
Fucking 8 C's right now.
All right, what did Sunil say in work chat?
Work chat.
Oh yeah, Sunil and I work on private projects together. Give me 2 minutes to put some pants on myself, is what Sunil said.
Oh, I'm so excited he's gonna come on. That's fucking fantastic. Yeah, we're doing it live.
All right, so update, folks. Q&A session is going to include the one and only Sunil Pai. All right,
that's right.
We might as well start this thing, I guess. And
we'll there's a link for it. If you look like fucking 8 tweets back, there's a link for this shit. If you want the hoodie.
Yeah.
Chris Bax, we're doing it live. That means no edits. That means I need to consciously fucking mute my bullshit.
This is true.
Actually, surprisingly not as difficult as I thought. You just know you're live and don't say things.
Yeah, it's like you're in class, which, Ken didn't do a lot of, but
yeah, no, it's like being in court.
There you go.
It's a more apt analogy.
I like how I think of just being in school when you think about being in court. I think it's great. It's good. It's why it's a good combo. It's good chemistry. Well, let's just get the show officially started though. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Undefined Podcast. I'm Jared Palmer.
And I'm Ken Wheeler. And today we have no special guests except for Sunil, who's going to come fucking hang out with us.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have a planned guest, but I'm fucking so delighted that Sunil's going to come on, but we were going to do just us. But today's a special thing. It's a QA sesh.
Yes. Open for questions.
Not quality assurance, question and answer. So if you have any questions at all, fucking lob them my way. Lob them his way. Fucking lob some questions at Sunil.
Let's see. Let's get on the chat so we get more of these questions out here.
Yeah. Where's the chat?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go on the Twitters, which is where the things are these days.
Do people fucking? Yeah.
All right, Ken. So I have a question for you.
Yeah, you have a question for me? Go ahead.
What is your border radius?
At least 4.
You have 4 pixels.
Yeah, there's a 4 pixel body radius around my entire body.
Okay.
But if you get to the head, it's a 35% border radius easily. Somebody just asked who the best carousel library is, and I'd probably say it's Flickity.
All right, Sunil is joining, so maybe you want to just restart this whole thing. So remember, best carousel library, Flickity. What is Flickity? Is it like a React thing? Is it pure a?
It has good fundamentals. Do
you still follow the carousel universe?
No, not at all. I haven't needed a carousel in fucking 8 years. But I remember that when I was when Slick was real stable and sick, right? Slick is still the shit. If you still want to use that, that's fine. It's done. Right, it's fine and it works, right? But Dave DeSandro made Flickity, and it's really good. The actual slide logic is all physics and shit, and I took like a good long look at that code. We spoke a lot about that, and that's a nice little product right there. I like it. I like Flickity. A lot of people like Swiper, but if I were to use anything other than Slick, I'd use Flickity. Somebody said Jordan said the favorite thing we've learned this week. What's the favorite thing you learned this week?
Oh my goodness. I think my favorite thing that I learned this week was how to write like I learned a little bit about remark and like the unist syntax tree, or what is it? Unified and like the like markdown MDX syntax tree stuff.
Yeah.
And I wrote a pretty ridiculous plugin to do some crazy wild stuff. So that was interesting.
Form based, I'm guessing.
No, actually not form based. More like documentation based.
Look at
around
you.
Like, so basically like the idea is like when you've got like a ton of docs, like, and you got a ton of, an example is like a ton of platforms, right? And there's variations between different platforms. It would be like impossible or like not efficient to have like 7,000 different versions of the documentation. Instead, like you want to build like a cascade of like common shared snippets and have that like cascade almost, right? Like, so one part could inherit another part, but maybe like differentiate between platforms. Like when we have a platform, like between like Express or Koa or like whatever, or Angular or React, and just like override that little section there. So I wrote this like crazy MDX plugin that does like inheritance, based off like root shared documentation and like crazy kind of like Jekyll style includes. So that's what I learned. It's pretty fucking wild. Yeah. And before we get to our next question, shout out to trees. Yes, exactly.
But you don't want to know what I learned this week?
Oh yeah. I just want to get Sunil on this thing.
Get him in here. Hey, Sunil.
What up?
Well, let's ask him first.
Yeah, well, that's first. So,
what's your favorite thing that you've learned this week?
Yeah, Sunil.
What's my favorite?
Nice haircut.
It's a new gadget. It's a new gadget that I got, and it's ridiculous. I didn't know it existed, and it might sound gross, but I want everybody to get one. It's called
the fucking ear thing.
No, it's a water flosser for your teeth.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Dude, that's old news.
Is it really that good?
I have
heard it's good.
It's no, I no. You're saying it's old news. I literally didn't know it existed until like 2 days ago, and I've been using it for 2 days, and it's brilliant. Like, it's
put the thing in your mouth and keep it there.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's such a nerd thing to say, but yeah, I just ordered it and it's awesome. It comes with like different attachments.
Wow.
Everybody should use water flossers.
It's like a mouth bidet.
A mouth bidet.
A mouth bidet. That's what it is.
Sunil, Jordan has asked, what's the most favorite thing you learned this week?
Oh, I thought that was my answer. I wrote a macro, I guess. It was kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. I didn't learn anything particularly fun this week.
You know what I learned? The value of the nullish coalescing operator.
Oh shit.
Which is all I'm never fucking ORing ever again.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I haven't written the double. I don't even know what that's called. The OR operator.
Or I'm never ORing again. Yo, you know what else I learned this week?
What's the name of the vertical line? Actually, like, what is the
pipe? It's called.
What is it
pipe.
called?
The pipe.
It's called a pipe. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't done double pipe. I've been doing double question mark for like at least 2 months. 3 months.
Yeah, nullish coalescing. You know what else I learned?
What?
Like half of Cyrillic. And it's crazy.
You learned half of Cyrillic?
Yeah.
Like you're learning Russian? Like
yes.
speak Russision?
Yes.
Why?
And Cyrillic has been, I don't know, because it's fun. Cyrillic looks sick.
I feel like I had this conversation with Dan once that he said that like it was either cursing or talking about like super technical things was more fun in Russian.
You know what's fun about Russian? There in English there's a lot of bullshit in between things. Like if I were to say like in English, right? I would say like hey, Jared is at home, right? You have all this fucking fluff in between. Mm-hmm. In Russian, you just say Jared home. Like,
okay.
Jared home.
More
right?
direct.
And you can kind of like derive it from there. So there's no bullshit involved.
Like that.
But the letters look so fucking cool, man. And it's funny because like some letters that like make certain sounds in English do not make that sound. Like a fucking P is an R and an R is a G and a fucking H is N. You're like, what the fuck? It fucks you up, man.
Okay, so you're trying to learn. You just learn German to like read. Russian to like read Russian poetry. Was that the goal?
Yeah, Russian poetry. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, word.
Poetry, sure.
All right, so we got another question here. Favorite CD tool from our good friend of the show. Favorite CD tool for automating releases, semantic release, auto change sets, or other. I think this is in reference to like open source NPM packages. So what is your favorite automated release tool, or do you even use an automated release tool? Is I guess the first part of that question. None of us, I guess you guys are retired from open source, so like you probably don't have a fucking opinion about this.
So I'm getting back into open source though.
That's right.
That's right.
But what is the what's your take?
The first answer to the question is it has to be a combination of change sets and whatever. Like GitHub Actions is cool, I guess, but change sets is fucking dope.
Fox. If you're not familiar with change sets, folks, it's for that Atlassian product or the project where you basically run this command that writes you just like write your change log as you go, and you commit it as an independent markdown file. And each of these markdown files has some front matter in it that's like patch, minor, major. And then when you merge it, like I do it GitHub Actions on Formic, and is like it basically like wraps them all up, and then it creates a release that's like a version packages release, and that release like combines all the change sets up, and then basically when you merge that, it then will like build the package and release to NPM. So change
the way you're describing it is like is all the things it does, but the experience is what fucking kills it, right? Like so you send a PR and it's like, hey, you didn't add a change set, run this command, which asks you like 3 questions. And the moment that PR lands, that there's another magical PR that shows up like, hey, just merge this to do a release. It's dope.
Dude, I even took it a step further. Mm-hmm. I added something called Kodiak to Formic. So what Kodiak does is basically you protect your master main branch, whatever, and you add like code owners and stuff to it, to the areas you want like people to review or automated reviews to be scheduled for. And basically what Kodiak will do is it will let you, as soon as you approve a PR, it will basically merge once you mark which required CI tests or checks have to have passed, and it will automatically merge it when they pass. And then it will we'll update all other open PRs in the correct order for you.
So wait, it's like a trusted fucking contributor type thing?
Correct.
That's
and so and unlike so this was kind of possible with that like better GitHub or refined GitHub plugin, but you'd have to leave the browser tab open basically, right? Like you'd be able to like merge when all tests pass or whatever, right? This is just like approve and it just fucking works, and then everything updates. It's absolutely basically what's sick is that when you combine it with change sets, I don't have to actually like, if I want to cut or release a Formic, all I have to do is approve that version change set PR, and it just fucking deploys in versions Formic. It's nuts.
It's unbelievable user experience. Too bad I'm never going to give code away free again.
Yeah. So Kodiak.
I'm sad.
All right, we got other. What do we think of concurrent mode in React?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's fine.
Well, I don't know. Actually, nice. You know, it's Ken has a child that's older than Suspense. That's verbal.
That's verbal.
Ken's already released. Maybe we'll release again before Suspense is actually released.
No, see, I feel bad. Like I love the team and I love the people on it. So I feel like I feel the obligation to defend my boys here, right? To defend the team. It's good if you're inside Facebook and you have a team that will change it for you on the fly as you find problems with it, because they're shipping from master every day. It would be nice if the rest of us had it sometime. That's what it is.
So, can I ask you a question about concurrent mode? Like, where do you think that it makes sense? Because on little bullshit that I do, it doesn't make sense. And on the shit at work, it doesn't make sense. Where does it make sense?
So the answer is the same that you would answer for anything with React, right? Which is the things you just described are actually two extremes. One
That
is
middle hump,
yeah. So React has always been about
the
the
80%
band.
press.
Yeah, the band in the middle. That's what it's good for. It's definitely not so great for your blog, and it's not so great for a
You mean
grid
I
of
can't
numbers
use it on
changing.
my 5 blog post Gatsby blog?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. But you know what? That's just it. I happen to think actually it might even be good for stuff like that. Like some of the stuff I did with images I thought was cool. But you it's gonna take a while for all the good stuff to like it's gonna take a year or two of just exploration of concurrent mode for it to become mainstream in terms of patterns, which is fine. You know what? That's just it. It's not like React is missing anything fundamental right now.
Well, I would go that far.
I mean, what does any other framework have? Okay, Svelte has like better DX, awesome, and like for particular use cases, it's faster. Vue is great, like for a bunch of, but there's like no big gaping hole. I think the big problem with concurrent mode is mostly that people started talking about it a couple of years ago. Like, can you imagine if they started talking about hooks a year in advance when it actually they started work on it, right? And this is the React curse. Either it happens in complete secrecy, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I
This
think
isn't
that what
what it
happened
is.
with the hooks release, like, just sort of jaded, just like sort of. I mean, you know this better than me, but I feel like that was not what the team wanted to have happen.
What with hooks?
Well, yeah, when it was like that summer when it was like not a secret but secret, poorly kept secret. Then it was like
The summer of
it was
hooks.
like insiders only, and then like whatever.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to Okay, fine. But back to the actual thing. I think the technology itself is like fundamentally cool. Like the stuff that you can do with images and static assets is incomparable. Like nobody else does it right now. But
that, to be fair, that stuff hasn't actually changed since that much since like the initial release or the vaporware release, the asset stuff, right? Has it?
So for images specifically, you need to use a new API, and
really?
Insider knowledge for it to work well. It was called avoid this fallback back last year. I don't know if they've changed the name of the thing right now, but that's just it. Like if anyone's actually interested, they can trawl the React tests and see the names of all the new APIs, but these folks just refuse to talk about it in public. There's like a bunch of cool shit going on there. So for example, the whole React flight fixtures and tests are in there.
Yeah.
If you're interested enough to go and see it, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on here? But I think they've been burnt by sharing stuff early that they just refuse to talk about it right now. It's cool. It'll happen. We shouldn't.
Do you think it's getting too complicated?
I mean, is it more complicated than like whatever solution you use for your asynchronous stuff already, your RxJS or your
debatable?
What do folks use for async right now?
React Query and SWR.
Yeah, people use React Query like crazy.
Yeah, we should get Tanner on the podcast.
You really should.
It'll make React Query better because you won't have to tie where you make the request to where you actually wait for it. Those can be on separate levels. That'll be nice.
Yeah, it's just because I feel like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Well, I'm excited.
You know what? That's just it. It still sounds like vaporware, and I'm doing a pathetic job of defending it. So it's fine. It'll get there. It'll be nice.
All right. So Ken, what about you? What's your release process for packages?
Manual.
Yeah. You know what's a good tool though? If you're doing a single package and you're just what I used to use was a tool called NP.
Well, I mean, no. It's Jenkins, right? Like obviously, right? But it's not like it's not like fucking you commit and the shit goes out. Like it's a very explicit ordeal, because of the sensitivity.
Right.
If I don't know, if I were to do open source or something like that, I'd probably, some Travis GitHub Action bullshit.
Travis is gone.
Travis is gone?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's like
wait, it's gone?
I think it's all paid now. I don't think there's a free tier or something.
Are you shitting me? So what do you use? What do people use? Like Circle or something?
GitHub Actions. Although people hate GitHub Actions sometimes. I don't know. Like I still use
Circle CI is still free. Dude, Travis is fucking what?
I don't know. I pay for Circle because I'm either an idiot or I have like specific needs that I have to pay for
Wait,
it for.
Travis is all paid now.
I think they might still have a free tier.
Oh no,
but it's like
it's always free for open source. It says.
Oh, okay.
No, I think
like,
they have a limit on that though.
Yeah, I think it's like really short
Really?
limit. It's like really tiny.
Should I pull up a? Should I do a screen share of my GitHub contribution graph?
Sure. I'm curious to see this in the last year.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty good. Hold on. How do you even do that?
You go down here in the bottom thing, and you share screen right next to the little camera guy.
And it's like making me do all these like permissions and.
You're probably fucked. But
Well, I'll tell you what. It's basically zero.
yeah, I can pull up your contribution graph probably.
Yeah, do it.
All right, we can do that.
I have some techie bullshit I've been thinking about. If you want to like,
what is it? The Ken Wheeler on GitHub?
Just Ken Wheeler.
Hyphen thing is just so annoying.
Yeah.
All right, your fucking GitHub profile.
Is it nothing?
God. All right, hold
really
on.
nothing?
Hold on. We're getting it up. We're pulling it up. We're pulling it up. All right.
Yeah. But you should see my bit bucket, my internal bit bucket.
That is like, check out my MySpace. That's like, find me on Match.com, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of Tinder or instead of Hinge or something.
That's how many fucks I give at this point.
Wow. Kenneth. 553, 293, 480. Eh, still a second off. Okay.
Yeah.
You can spot the part where Ken actually started making money.
Yeah. I like this. This is like McFly.
Right.
Throwback.
McFly. Man, those were the days, man, out there.
Dude, I found a DM from myself to Jordan Walker from 2015 being like, yo, I can't run the iOS React Native thing on iOS. Or sorry, I can't run React Native on iOS 9. What's good? And he was like, check out the docs. But that was in like 2015. I saw my Twitter DMs the other day, and it just like gave me all these warm feelings. Gulp.
the gulp file, gulp.
But it's a bower.json. We gotta go back to bower.json. Throwback.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude, wow. Just all the feels.
Just wow.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And now when I get out of work, I just can't be bothered. No, also, there's nothing that I'm particularly excited about at the moment. I know there's something you guys are particularly excited about. Would you like to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
No.
People want to know what you think about Relay. Richard wants to know what everyone thinks of Relay.
I found Relay, and I haven't tried to learn it I haven't tried or learned Relay, like real Relay. I remember trying to learn Relay when it came out and multiple times after that, and I struggled because the docs were hard to deal with. But for the people that I've heard, like Orta uses Relay at like art, or they did at Artsy, and he was like a huge fan of Relay. And I think the team at Clubhouse, not the like
video thing,
audio app or video app, whatever, but like the task manager, they use Relay and they like it a lot too.
You know, Relay people love the shit out of Relay.
Yeah, Relay people are like, this is it.
I am partial to Urkel.
Well, yeah,
for obvious reasons.
So Neil, what's your thought there?
So I can talk about what we've been discussing without actually talking about the details. So
okay.
let me do this.
Look at this man swimming in between an NDA right now.
It's not even an NDA. So hear me out. Okay. So have you ever seen the screen of AWS icons, like all the services they provide? It's kind of mental, right? Like it's all these things, and you can literally do certifications to learn all of them and say that you're qualified in all of that.
Which they make money off of, I think.
I think so.
Indubitably.
Probably. It kind of sucks because that's like not how you do technology, right? Like you don't tell yourself, I'm great at MySQL. You say like, I know how to operate a database. Like you do concepts instead of like named things. You don't say I'm a Relay engineer. You're like, oh, I know how to do declarative data fetching. Like, so I think I think what's going to happen over the next few months, that's how soon I think these things are going to start changing, right? Is this return to the roots, bare metal programming, single stack, where you can like define systems with like plain primitives, and compilers and magic shit will take that and to uh
Like Ruby
will,
or Rails, rather.
Like a dramatic simplification of the universe. We'll call it that way.
yeah, I think that's like
less. You know, we talk about like how Node is so popular because if you go back through the ages of the web, you went from, you know, PHP is still very popular, right? And then Ruby was like the hot shit, and Ruby looked like closer to English. So I think that's like part of it, right? You had CoffeeScript, right? That was like also looked like Ruby.
I loved CoffeeScript so much.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but Ruby was also nice because you didn't need to do like the whole MAMP stack thing where you didn't need this like extra, you didn't need Apache, you didn't need Nginx wasn't around, but let's just say Nginx. You didn't need something to like, you didn't need the extra like layer, right? It was much easier to get started with Ruby, which was like than anything else at the time, right? Like way easier to start with Ruby than it was to get started with PHP, especially like local development. And then, you know, you had the Heroku phase. But you're still in this situation with web apps where you have HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Ruby, right? And then Node comes along and you got all this NPM stuff, and that's crazy. But now you have just like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, right? And that's pretty wild. And we've been slowly going back to like PHP basically, but in JS with React. And I think with Flight, that's going to be like come full circle where you'll really have like PHP and JS.
Mm-hmm.
And then also now what you're seeing is even more PHP and JS. Taking Node even further into the future is like serverless, and PHP is every single PHP request is like a brand new application, right? Which is kind of like a serverless function. And so I think you're seeing with like serverless, you're really seeing like PHP ported to JavaScript, and with Flight, which will basically like take that to like its logical conclusion, it will be like responsive and like truly isomorphic PHP and JavaScript. But like, there's still this like elephant in the room, which Rails did a great job of abstracting with Active Record and ORM, is how you talk to a database. And that by and large, because Node never really agreed on how you do that, is still some sort of DSL or a different thing, right? Persistence layers haven't like really, they've changed a little bit, but they haven't changed a lot. You have the Firebases, you have the parses, but ultimately, it's like building anything really going to be Mongo or SQL, right?
But Flight's not like a direct database integration like you would
there isn't,
in
like,
Rails. Like
no.
You still have to have a REST API and then all these fucking or GraphQL and all these shenanigan.
No, so
stretchers.
right now from a React, like just to be very specific, you cannot write a SQL query inside a React component right now.
Right.
You still have to have some middle layer, right?
Yeah. But nicely with Flight, you'll have server components and client components, but also you're going to be
server components go right to the DB though.
They could, if you wanted to, or you could make an abstraction that compiles something.
Are you going to build the Active Record for Flight?
I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
The idea is that you can build an integrated stack now, like, and there will like you can't